With the Amazon Prime Day sales coming up, you might be wondering if you should buy the latest AMD Ryzen Gen 3 or Zen 2 architecture, or AMD Navi graphics cards, or Nvidia Super graphics cards. Timing is everything, they say, and this could not be more true than when it comes to buying computer parts. We've all been there, the dreaded buyer's remorse. And although many retailers have decent return and price match policies, we as a people are from the I can't be bothered land. So in this part 5 of our One PC to Rule Them All series, we are asking the timeless question: when is it good time to buy computer parts? Coming up, roll the intro. Hey HealMyTechs and welcome, this is Ash from HealMyTech, and you can unleash your true potential by subscribing and clicking the bell icon so I can help you go from newbie to techie. And also support the channel by using my Amazon affiliate links for US and UK. As long as you use my links to browse and buy on Amazon, the channel will get a small kickback without costing you extra. Thank you for supporting the channel. Talking head video, so if you want to minimize this and or multitask, feel free to do so. In this One PC to Rule Them All series, the show where I give you full responsibility to decide every aspect of my next PC build. I discuss various stages of PC building in an orderly manner, and at the end I present you with some choices in the form of a community tab poll where you get to decide my next PC build step, which you can hopefully emulate for your own PC build. So stay tuned for today's poll at the end of the video. I always go with the majority unless you decide on something crazy, in which case I will not go with the majority. Computer parts pricing can be very unstable, as with anything else, like your inability to decide between the X and non-X version or K and non-K version. Demand and supply will affect pricing, as well as a number of forces like we've seen in the recent past with the price surge of graphics cards due to the Bitcoin mining problem, even on the used market, and high SSD prices due to alleged shortage of flash memory modules, and so on. All these factors can make it very difficult to track objectively an ideal time to buy PC parts. However, there are some general guidelines to follow when it comes to saving a few bucks. Of course, you would have spent hours, weeks and months of research, which you foolishly do not account for in monetary terms. But remember that no matter how much research you do, as far as the world will continue to run the way it is, there will always be better tech, even if it's a fraction better or faster or cooler. The powers that be will always need to sell you their products, be it half an inch bigger screen, 1 degree rounder edge for the bezel, a more pinky gold color, or a faster battery by 1 minute extra. So the first advice is to relax. Don't obsess too much on that perfect balanced computer system where no bottleneck exists, because the truth is there is always going to be an element of bottlenecking in every system, from budget to high end. Having said that, when you are thinking about buying new parts in terms of timing, there are 3 main questions you need to ask yourself. Number 1, is there a new architecture release? Number 2, are there sales coming up? Number 3, do you need latest tech, or are you okay with the previous generation tech? So for the first question, is there a new architecture release? The answer is yes. The release of AMD Ryzen Zen 2 or Gen 3 or Gen 3000 series, branding is kind of confusing, and AMD Navi graphics cards and Nvidia Super graphics cards is nothing less than exciting times for that first PC build or your next upgrade. Was as with any new release, newest doesn't always mean best, especially for your unique situation. Unless you absolutely need to buy new parts due to extreme cases like your computer is dead and you have a deadline, in which case the best time to buy PC parts or a new computer is when you need it the most. Otherwise, no one should buy new parts just before an upcoming new architecture release. If you have, shame on you, and it's now time to make use of those return or price match policies if you can. And also, happy buyer's remorse day. Retailers everywhere will be trying to get rid of older stock and will also offer bundle deals to make space for new tech. You will also find plenty of used deals, including used bundle deals from people who are early adopters of new tech and want to quickly sell their existing parts for cheap to raise the cash for that new upgrade. If that's you selling, so get in touch and I will remove that heavy burden from you. And on the blue and green side, Intel and Nvidia would really need to also lower their prices to stand any chance of remaining competitive, because it appears that AMD has finally delivered on their promise for the most part. This can only mean more choices for everyone and more money for the elite. On a side note, There are the days of the week where you may get better deals than others, like early during the week, maybe Mondays and Tuesdays. Something to do with stock levels and when retailers are more likely to put up sales to clear stock and prepare for higher sales volume for the end of the week. I can't fully confirm this since I haven't done full research, so I'd like to know if this is also your experience. Comment below and let me know. Second question, are there sales coming up? Yes. First, we have Amazon Prime Day sales, meant to be 2 days this year, 15th and 16th July 2019. To compete with Amazon, many other retailers will also feature sales because open market competition. And of course, there are plenty of further sales to follow throughout the rest of the year. Summer sales, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas sales, Boxing Day, winter sales, January sales, every holiday sale, and pretty much any time really. Daily deals are everywhere. What gives? I did a video on Black Friday and Cyber Monday scam. Go watch it up there and in the link below. So if you are not an early adopter, you could probably wait till the next sales to grab a better bargain. On that note, another advantage for waiting out the next sales is to give the platform more time to smooth out issues, release patches, and allow software developers to properly optimize drivers to make full use of that new architecture. One thing to absolutely do is to buy parts together within a reasonable amount of time for that return policy time frame. So if you are looking at a Ryzen 3000 CPU on this Amazon Prime Day sale, do not wait for Black Friday sale to buy the motherboard and then Boxing Day to buy the RAM and January sales to buy the graphics card. You get the idea. What's okay to do is maybe buy some parts on Black Friday and some on Cyber Monday, since these are only a few days apart. The obvious reason is you want to test if your whole system at least posts. Otherwise, it would be a headache trying to return parts late. If budget is really an issue and you are saving up gradually, at least buy the minimum PSU, CPU, motherboard, RAM, and GPU together. The rest of the components are not needed for post and can be added later. And that brings us to question 3, which is also tied to question 2. Do you need latest tech, or are you okay with the last generation, which is probably still better than your current system? Take my case, for example, what this whole series is about. I'm still rocking an AMD FX 8350 with R9 380 and 16GB DDR3 RAM. Pretty old tech, but it gets the job done for now. You can watch that video up there for more explanation. So right now, even AMD Ryzen 1st gen, which was released in April 2017, would be a massive upgrade, and Ryzen 2nd gen would be even better. Ryzen 5 1600X on release was $249. Today this can be had for $100 less at around $146 from Amazon. Of course, it would make no sense to buy the first generation series now, since the Ryzen 5 2600X Gen 2 is about the same price as just $160. Similarly, the Ryzen 5 3600X next year will definitely come down further in price, and that's just saving on one component. By the time you have assembled your entire build, you could be saving $200 to $300 easy. But here's another dilemma. If you already have the first generation of Ryzen CPUs or even the second generation, should you upgrade to Ryzen Gen 3 or Zen 2 architecture? I would hate to be in your position right now, as I would go crazy trying to decide, yo-yoing between yes and no to the verge of going insane. So okay, relax, remember? So the first advice is to relax. Don't obsess too much on that perfect balanced computer system where no bottleneck exists, because the truth is there is always going to be an element of bottlenecking in every system, from budget to high end. After Ryzen 1st gen came out, I released this video almost a year later, and I explained the reasons why I would not be upgrading to Ryzen, even though I was really looking forward to it during the Black Friday sales of 2017. As a content creator, I felt that money would be better spent in helping to speed up my whole production process, as the minimal increase in render time alone with Ryzen would not have justified me forking out between £1,000 to £1,500. Since then, I have actually bought a teleprompter very recently and only used it in the last 2 videos, and this is the 3rd one. And yes, it does make a huge difference in reducing production time. And yes, I also got a second camera for B-roll and top-down filming. And yes, I'm also supposed to be reviewing a wireless microphone as we speak to include in my filming gear. More on that coming up. All of the above were more useful to speed up production time, so I did take my own advice, and I'm glad I did, as that money would have gone to waste had I upgraded back then, as my upload schedule has pretty much remained the same on average. It will be almost 2 years soon since that decision, and I sincerely believe that I could still hold up at least one more year for the next Ryzen upgrade plan for 2020 and see how things pan out in terms of continuing to use the FX platform. Even when my computer was crashing for 3 weeks and I couldn't troubleshoot it, I still didn't upgrade. Of course, I finally solved that problem. Watch that video up here or in the link below. The only reason that I would consider upgrading now is to help with the content of this series, the One PC to Rule Them All series, as I would need to practically build a new system. And also, it looks like I'm finally ready to increase the frequency of my upload schedule. So in summary, the best time to buy PC parts, if you absolutely need them, is when you need them. Otherwise, hold out till a new architecture comes out, and especially hold out a little longer for sales time, and try to buy a bundle of components minimum to test for post, like PSU, motherboard, CPU, RAM, and GPU. Also consider if an upgrade is really necessary, or would the last generation still give you plenty of upgrade performance. Now that you know the situation, it's voting time. You can even go and vote on the previous post that you will find in the community tab, along with the One PC to Rule Them All playlist. Number 1. Buy Ryzen Gen 3 and associated components during the upcoming Amazon Prime Day sales in a few days. Number 2, wait for further sales later on during the year for Gen 3 or Zen 2 to come down further in price. Hopefully they will also be more optimized. Number 3, just buy the last Gen 2 during the Prime sales, for example the Ryzen 5 2600, still a massive upgrade to the FX platform and with money left over for other projects. Or number 4, something else, elaborate below or at least in the community tab. Talking about Amazon Prime Day, my next video is about fake Amazon reviews, so consider subscribing and clicking the bell icon so you can be first to be notified. And also support the channel by using my Amazon affiliate links for US and UK. As long as you use my links to browse and buy on Amazon, the channel will get a small kickback without costing you anything extra. Thanks a million for supporting the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, and go check out my other videos on the channel. This was Ash from HealMyTech, helping you go from newbie to techie. I will see you in the next one. Keep unleashing your true potential. Peace out.